In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Vintage Collection Koska Reeves from The Mandalorian. Hi there Star Wars collectors, and welcome to another Bossk Bounty video, and welcome to my review of the Star Wars The Vintage Collection Koska Reeves from The Mandalorian. Now she's looking pretty glorious on her card back, so we're going to get straight into it and have a look at that right now in close up. A decent enough image. It looks to be more of a painting than a shot from the movie. It could be just low res, I don't know, but to me that looks more like an artist's impression of Koska Reeves. There she is in the bubble. We've got the Mandalorian logo, and they've gone for a blue name pill and panel behind the figure, even though the figure is grey and blue. It still works. She still pops off the card pretty nice. You can see the Star Wars logo there. Now, I do want to bring up an issue about these cards in the UK. So this particular sample has come from Hasbro Pulse, and a load of people have been getting them this morning as well, so it's not just me. However, having a conversation with Star Action Figures, it seems that all of the stock of Koska Reeves seem to be damaged ever so slightly. Now, I don't know if you can see, it's going to be pretty hard for you to see. There is like quite a bad crease there. It is difficult to see. There you go, you can just see it in the light there. Now this is the thicker cardstock, so unfortunately with the thicker cardstock there's not as much give in it, so when it does crease you're going to see the crease pretty badly. Now unfortunately these were damaged right out of the case, so it wasn't something that the retailer have done. This is how they're getting them damaged, and I know that Star Action Figures are quite angry about it, and they're trying to communicate with Hasbro about what's happening with these ones. Because at the end of the day, if you were to get this in the mail from a retailer, not just Star Action Figures, but any of them, you wouldn't be happy with that. And you'd probably say, what have you done? You've damaged it in transit, or you're sending me a dud card. But when they're all coming out of the case like this, there's not really a lot they can do. And when it comes to Hasbro Pulse, I'm guessing they just think, yep, they're good enough, and off they go. But a company like Star Action Figures or In Demand Toys, I'm not too sure what they're doing about it. But it seems to me that they don't really want to be sending their customers damaged cards. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Stay tuned to Star Action Figures' Facebook to see what they post on there to find out what's going on with their stock. But I know they're not happy about it whatsoever. So anyway, I'm not too bothered about this particular one because obviously I want to open this one. And that's what we're going to do in this video. We're going to open this one in a second. Let's turn it over. We've got VC230. And there's some of the other figures that are available. Can't wait to get hold of Axe Woves and Migs Mayfeld, which is awesome. And we're also going to compare Koska Reeves with Bo-Katan in this video when I open her up. But there she is in the bubble one more time. Right, let's get her open and check the figure out. All right then, so here she is out of the packaging, Koska Reeves. And as you'll see that I have got Bo-Katan standing next to her just for a comparison, because you'll probably be aware already that basically they use the same body. Koska Reeves is pretty much a repaint of Bo-Katan, which a lot of people will probably say is inaccurate to the show. Their armor is ever so slightly different, but when it comes down to a figure and just getting Koska Reeves in the line, I'm not actually that bothered. They do have a slightly different belt in that Koska Reeves only has the one holster, whereas Bo-Katan has two, and the front of the belt is ever so slightly different as well. If I just move her hand out of the way, you'll see it's painted ever so slightly different as well. Now, of course, the armor is different in terms of the color. So we can see that Koska Reeves has a blue chest plate. She also has a blue piece there underneath the belt, which Bo-Katan does not. But apart from that, there isn't really too much difference. As I say, they use the same body. In fact, the legs are pretty much identical. Koska Reeves, once again, has got a blue side panel there, whereas Bo-Katan has it painted silver, even though it's covered up by the holster. It is actually silver. When we move them so you can see them from the back, you can see that the jetpack is painted ever so slightly differently as well, with Koska Reeves having more silver, more blue on Bo-Katan. And there you can see once again the lack of the holster on the left side of her leg. And because of that, she only comes with the one blaster as well. Now there is going to be some slight difference to the helmet, which was quite pleasing to see, which I'll come on to in a second when I pop the heads off of these two figures and show you comparisons with the helmets on instead. But I just wanted to give you a quick look at there. You can see they've got the same emblem on their shoulders, and they are pretty much the same height as well. So obviously using the same body, the heads are pretty much the same height as well. I will bring in some other figures as well so you can compare the height of them in a second. But first of all, I just want to get a closer up look of Koska Reeves' head. All right then, there you go. There's a close up of Koska Reeves' head sculpt, and it isn't too bad. I always thought in the promo shots that she looked like she had like elf ears. It reminds me of something out of Lord of the Rings. I've got to say they are a bit pointy, but that is maybe how she is. I don't know. I haven't inspected her ears that closely in the live action show, but she's got some lovely sculpting on her hair. You can see all like those plaits and braids in there. The little bit of hair coming down on the side of her face as well. And the paint apps are great on mine. The lips are straight, the eyes are straight, eyebrows are straight. Really, really good. And the face looks quite lifelike. It's a nice job with the photo reel there. I mean, if you look at, say, that angle there, for example, I think they've done a pretty good job getting the likeness there. The paintwork on the body is good. There's lots of scratches and battle damage to the armour, which I always like. A bit of detail there. And you've got a little tiny piece of paintwork on the gauntlet. She has those pads on the hands as well. So all in all, a really nice looking figure. And as I said before, you know, it's a repaint of Bo-Katan, but at this point, I really don't care. It's just great to have her in the line. And when we get Axe Woves, it will be even more awesome. So, right, that's the head sculpt. Let's pop the head off and take a look at the helmet. All right then, so there's the figure with the helmet on, and you can see it's a really nice deep blue colour, same colour as her armour. Works really, really well. And I like that it's got the battle damage on it as well. You can just see there above the visor, some scratches and some sort of dirt marks as well, making it a bit weathered, which is always good. There it is from the back as well. Really, really nice. Now, the thing that I wanted to mention that's different to the Bo-Katan helmet, from what I can tell anyway from the one that I've got, is that the rangefinder on this actually works. It's articulated. So that actually does come down. It does pivot on the little thing there, you can see. But with Bo-Katan, especially on mine, as I said, I'm not able to move that. That just won't move. You can see there it wants to bend. I've tried grabbing it at the point where it joins to the helmet, but it's either attached by glue or paint or something, or it's just not supposed to move. And the fact that they've released a new one, which is using the same helmet sculpt, it's exactly the same shape as far as I can tell, just repainted. They've actually fixed that and it moves. So whether mine's faulty and just doesn't move, I don't know. But that one 100% moves, and obviously that's an improvement. That's always good to know. Let's move that down so you can see. There you go. It's not just me bending it. That is actually supposed to move. So that's pretty cool. So there's a comparison of the two helmets. They look awesome together, don't they? We've had a lot of Mandalorians and we've had a lot of things from the Mandalorian TV show. But man, when they're this good, I really don't mind. These look awesome together. Really, really happy with that. And as I say, when we get the Axe Woves, that will be really, really cool. So I'm not going to go through the articulation on this one because it is exactly the same as Bo-Katan. The only thing that I would say is that she does have the new style of hips, which is brilliant. It helps moving the legs so much than compared to the old style that they used to have there. So that's awesome. I'm just going to compare the figures up against some other figures in the line so you can get a sense of height, and then we'll end the video. So there you go then, that's Koska Reeves lined up against Bo-Katan, the new Deluxe Boba Fett, and Fennec Shand. 4 absolutely fantastic figures, especially this guy. What a figure that is. But look at those together. I think they look fantastic, and Hasbro really sort of filling out this Mandalorian line now, aren't they? And even though it does feel like we're getting maybe a little bit too much Mandalorian stuff, I don't think we can complain when the figures are this good. And as I say, they just look fantastic together. In anybody's display, these are going to look awesome. And if you ever needed a reason to open your figures, here's 4 great examples right in front of you there. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my Patreon supporters and channel members. Your support is greatly appreciated. It helps me make more and better videos, so thank you so much. Thank you all for watching, and we shall see you on the next one.